Yeah, Bitcoin looks Bitcoin looks okay here to hold. I'd like to see it start breaking these highs from this downtrend. I'd like to see it break this one specifically, and then this one. But yeah, I wouldn't be a buyer, but if I owned it, I'd be I'd be okay with its direction. See if Ethereum's following suit. Yeah, see how this one made a higher high? That's much better. And now we're coming down and correcting that. Yeah, this is good too. I still think this was the low. We'll see. And again, this made a higher high right here off this move. So I like that. I think that's secretly bullish. Solana did the same thing. Yeah, I think these are secretly bullish, but Bitcoin just didn't make that higher high. That's all. Maybe Bitcoin's just weaker than the others. Looks like we're starting to turn over. Are we going to sell it open? Close this big gap that we created? That would be like 618. And I think it would actually test the 5MA down here at 617. That's what I think it's going to do, personally. I think it's going to sell down here to 617, catch this coming up, and then it'll rally. Just my thoughts. CRML. Can you guys hear my chair? Because it sounds like it squeaks, and it is like right in my ear. I keep saying I need to grease it. CRML. Critical metals. Why is this ugly? This should be good. I don't like that it should hold up here around 1220. We'll say 1220 on the low. But this is rolling over for whatever reason. Okay, it's in an uptrend. It's just correcting an uptrend, it looks like. But I think it probably has another drop. I think it probably has another drop. Now, let's compare that with this. I think this has. I'll get rid of this. I think this is going to go up. I mean, we could come down and test 1824 again. I don't think this drops below 1880, though. Where's 1880? Right here. So the 50, I don't think it drops below that, or much below that, I guess I should say. Rolling over. Rolling over is a kind way of saying dropping. Like this would be a rollover. This move here, where it goes up and then drops back down. Here's a rollover. Climbs up and then rolls back down. So that's what I mean when I say it looks like it's going to roll over. Something like that. Like a hill. Up the hill and then rolling back down the other side. No, I don't like how this is. This is probably going to pop and then drop. It'll get a couple suckers in here. It might go all the way to 626 just because it wants to test 626, I think. That's where we haven't been able to break out of. So my guess is that it gets all giddy and jolly and uberish this morning and yay, and then completely deflates back down to 617. And then we get a rally later. That would be my guess today. But stocks look good. They're all either bouncing on support or real near support. Like for example, here's one. ANF. This is bouncing really near support. So I think this needs one more drop here. I think this needs to drop to like 93 and then start it to rally. USAR is another one. I mean, you could see where that support is. Uranium is all over support. Or, sorry, resistance. So here's your resistance for Lightbridge. New scale right here. Nano right here. I mean, you can see where it's all just. This is actually a falling wedge, it looks like. So Oklo looks like it might pop out of here. That kind of looks like it wants to roll over again, though. What is that on the 5-minute? No, that's trying to be bullish. That more wants to be bullish. So does that. and that. Yeah. I would lean more bullish with uranium. Cliff, hopefully we get our cliff dip this morning. Take it down to 1457. That's not even very far. That's not very far at all. I have 1450 as the support hold, so yeah. Interesting. So yeah, like drop it down to 1450 and then we can rally up. Looks like it. Looks like it's trying to break out. It hasn't broken that downtrend though, so that's what I mean. It could roll back over and create a higher low here on the 5 minute and then pop out of this. And there we go, Rich Tech. That did not make a higher high. That is funny. That hit it exactly on the nose, I bet. $439. $439. So yeah, this hit it directly on the nose. And then it popped over here. That is good chart work, RR. Nicely done. Looks like we're off in RR again, Steph. Qs are starting to pop now too. You guys should really be drawing lines too. Your support and resistance lines. I know it's confusing when you just open the chart and see it, but they really help. Duel. I don't know this. Oh, Duolingo. Wasn't that a Simpson character? Wasn't it a toy Lisa created? I'm pretty sure that was a toy Lisa created in like a Quentin Tarantino episode. I think he directed one. It was Quentin Tarantino style. It was like a bunch of different stories in Springfield. This looks good to pop. Should get to 165 or so. Is it a bottom? Yeah, it might be if it gets a good pop, but it's I believe that's squeezing down, so I don't. Yes, it is. So this is like hymns. This is dangerous because this could keep selling down. You don't necessarily trust divergence on lower time frames if this is squeezing down. So I would wait for a bounce actually. I would wait to see if you get that bounce and then wait for the pullback and then buy that. But I wouldn't stick my neck out and before this starts to pop. And it might. I mean, it might. It very well could be bottoming. I'm just saying that is a dangerous chart to be buying into. I mean, it's getting tight, but it can still just keep pushing down. There's nothing to stop that. But yeah, it looks like it's getting tight. But it looked like it was getting tight here, so you never. That's the thing with a squeeze down. You never know. That's the same with the squeeze up. That's why I made the mistake a couple times with bearish divergence on miners. I lost Hecla a couple times just because bearish divergence can't be trusted. Not even on those were on bigger time frames too. Like it just blasted through a daily divergence on a time frame. Hecla did a little while ago. That was when it went from 20 to 30. Yeah, Win and Neo if they still look good. Win looks good. And Neo still looks good. The thing with trading open too, I just thought about this. If I'm going to be buying options, I generally don't like to buy the first half hour. I like to watch, especially if I think this is going to pop and then deflate. Sorry, I'm lining out my options today. I've got some QQQ calls that I'd like to sell. Man, we have 3 minutes to open. The morning flies by. I have a meeting at... Good night. That was loud. That's my 3 minutes to market warning. Usually now is when I take my walk around check on all the fish, check the water temperatures, make sure everything's still alive in the house. All right. I will be back in 2 GIFs. Load me up with some questions if you got them. All right. Everything's alive. That was a quick run through. Looks like we're getting ready to pop. And there we go. Selling, huh? Wendy's up a little. Neo up a little more. Ah, you lousy dog. You lousy dog. They're both going to take off right from the go, aren't they? Sure is. Yep. Yep. And these are going to be off and running. And what are our options? Yeah, those came up. Uh-huh. Jeez, why so spread? Why the huge spread? That's not a bad spread. AAOI is a beast. So's Iridium. So's Cliff. Oh, it all looks good. What's not to like? Chart's good. Damn you, Wendy's. Come back down here. You come back down here and let me buy you. Same thing with you. See that when I say when they break out, they get this big candle to push the Bollingers in the direction they want to go. That's what's happening here. They're pushing the Bollingers in the direction they want to go. So this is what I'm afraid of that we're going to get this morning is just a keep push. Holy iridium up 10%. My account is alive and loving it. SPSW up. USAR up 12%. Holy bones. Lightbridge is getting ready to break out too, by the way. And I'm sitting here looking at Neo and Wendy's. That's getting ready to break out. Oh, yeah, you can see it. SMR. Yeah. Girls in jeans. What are we doing? 632. Let's go. Under Armour. Yeah. I think I'm going to sell some calls. Excuse me for a moment. Yep, I am. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Paid 34. Start selling at 160. Beautiful. Okay, what do we got on the Qs? Qs are dropping down to 117, it looks like, huh? It's not going to push up first, but all our stocks are, aren't they? It sucks to be in big cap tech or something and not in Iridium or Rich Tech or Triple D or Ampress. Gosh, if only there was someone who knew about these stocks and was in them. That'd be crazy. Cliff, USAR. I mean, it's a good morning. It's another good morning to be alive. Let's see if Qubits can hold a bid here. That's what I want to see. What we don't want is we don't want the Qs continued selling. We want to see buyers showing up, at least showing an interest. It looks like VIX is just going to test its upper limit here. PCE at 10 Eastern. Yes, PCE comes out a half hour after open. That is true. Good catch. Well, that's good if the market's selling down for that. I like that. Yes, I've got to make some moves on Cliff here. Got to make some moves on Cliff. Huh? Okay, all right. Making some moves. Q's getting bid now again. Okay, almost doubled my Cliffs. I told you that I sold Cliff calls at 13. I rolled them back to 15 for some profit, and then I just rolled them again to 16 for some profit. But in order to get out of them, I bought a bunch of February 15 and 16 calls. And so now I've almost doubled up on those. So I'm going to start selling them. And that's how I pay for my sold Cliff call. Holy USAR 15%. It's a good day to be alive, peeps. Hallador looks great. Hallador looks like it's breaking out. Okay. Let's see if Wendy's Neo's freaking taking off, isn't it? You B word. Wendy's is hanging out. We might be able to plug at Wendy's here. It's still not a half hour. Am I losing my mind, or were these 50 a minute ago? They were. Huh? Do, 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 do. I like that. That might work. That might work real nice. Yes, yes. Keep an eye on that. Am I selling short calls for Cliff? No, I'm selling calls that I bought to get myself out of selling short calls. I did sell short calls on Cliff. I got trapped. So to get out of them, I rolled them back in date and up in strike, higher. Collected just a little bit of money each time. And then I bought a bunch of nearer dated upside calls. And the delta in those is such that it far outweighs the delta in the options that I sold. So if I wanted to buy the calls back, I could by selling these near dated calls. And I'd still make a good profit from it. These were what, 12 yesterday? That's still not bad. These are the ones that they're going for. Whale hit that. If you want a whale chase, that's your way to go right here. These 8 strikes. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's a freaking thing of beauty. Yeah. Which one is this? Neo? Hmm. See, they popped up. right when I'm looking at them. You bastards. You guys can kiss off. There we go. Next stop for MOS. Sorry, I'm trying to place a bunch of orders. My internet keeps dropping, so it keeps failing my orders. And it's filling them all sporadically now. Ugh. Next stop for MOS. Higher. That 200. 30, probably 31. It looks like a little cup and handle here that it's trying to break out of. Yeah, QQQ is probably going to go down to 617, like I said. So it's fine. USAR is a beast. God, When I said that was going to do exactly what you did, I was not joking. It is on the warpath right now. Look at this thing. Go, baby. Broke out of that trend line or that resistance line. It's just going. We'll look at Qs because I think they're going to go down to 617. Just rolled over on the hourly. This is screaming down. 617 right there. That's where I'd look for support. What we don't want to see is it break that and then start to take the market down with it. But this is why you wait a half an hour to buy options, because you want to see Wendy's hasn't moved, but Neo's started to come down a little bit. Look at Seals Corp. That was a tricky move they did yesterday. Tricky move. Rich Tech, DD. Everything looks like it's holding up nicely. Big advance this morning. This actually really doesn't bother me on the Qs because we want to test the 5MA. We want to retest the 5MA, close this gap that we had. And then news comes out in 11 minutes. So right around the time we touch that 5MA. So this is fine to me. This looks completely fine. I would be if I were an options risk taker, this would be my line. I would put a buy order at 617. If it broke it, then I'd cut my loss right there. But I'd sell the bounce, like even up to just 619, a $2 bounce. That's gonna be a good payday. USAR up 15%. USAR. Dang. You go, kid. I'm the same way with uranium. Selling calls. I don't like to sell calls. I haven't had any trapped. I haven't lost any uranium, but uranium's going to do what it's already doing. The uranium miners are doing what the silver miners are doing. they're all doing it. But those hyper uraniums are going to start doing that, and I'm afraid of losing shares when they do that. Here's a bounce. This is what you want to see, because you want to see a bounce so that you can get some kind of divergence. Yeah, and you want to, this should bounce and hit this 5 MA. Sorry, I'm selling. If you can't hear the cash register in the background. Okay. Who? All right. Let's see. Um, Neo. I did get some fills on Neo. Um, Looking at Wendy's next here. These spreads are pretty wide, except for that. That's just my style right there. Bottom fishing. Do I want to leap Wendy's? Do I want to leap Wendy's? That is the great question. NUAI, what is that? Oh, it's an AI, obviously. Oh yeah, look at that setup. That is a crazy setup. That's a good setup. Is it too late to get into Iron? Actually, no. Nope. This one's probably going to go back up to the 12, or the 10, its IPO. Okay, back to Wendy's. Wish they had some better options. What do these look like? Mm, those are, that's a little too high and too close for my comfort there. Hmm. That might be worth some bottom fishing. Double the stock, though. 13, what an odd number. To not have a 12 or a 14, just a 13, 10, 13, 15. Strange. Strange. All right. What are the Q's doing? Getting close. Getting close, and it's 6:58. So we've got data in 2 minutes here. Data in 2 minutes. Outstanding. Holy USAR. Good Lord. 20%. Yowza. I may have sold those options a little early, eh? Yikes. Oh, those are beautiful. I'm not selling those. I've got June 20s on the Iron USAR. Won't be selling those. Come on, Q's. Come on down. All right, 7 o'clock. Here we go. 10 o'clock Eastern. Nothing. Nothing crossed yet. Huh, how come nothing crossed mine? It hasn't come in yet. Well, that's strange. They're probably waiting for the Qs to hit the 5MA. Then they'll release it. The VIX is right up against resistance. So let's see some information get released. Let's have a pop here. Personal consumption. Okay, here we go. PCE 0.3 versus 0.4, 0.2 versus 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.28 versus 0.28. 0.3 versus 0.1. Personal consumption. Yeah, PCE was still a little high, but I think it's just getting ready to test this 5MA. That's all I think it wants to do. We only had a 622 for the expected high today. So that'll be, we'll see. I still think it wants to run up. Holy cow, my internet service. Crap. Thing keeps cutting out. Okay. I'll be right back in just a second. Holy cow, it's cold and dark out. Jeez. And we called a special meeting for work today. So I gotta go in early. Hey, Neo, 4%. Outstanding. What's Wendy's? Moving up yet? Okay. I thought Neo looked good. Here we go. Let's roll. I got filled. I got some skin in the game. Sales Corp. Triple D. Crypto's tanking. Why? What are the quantums doing? Qubits. You're going the wrong way. Did that punk? Nope. Freaking break out already. Oh, it's next week. I don't know why I keep looking when I know it's next week. Are you going to pop again? Yeah, soon. Okay. Deft. What is up with you, GSAT? Are you going to go up or are you just going to get rejected here? Everything looks great. Let's double check Neo. Did anyone else buy Neo? I bought Neo. I was able to grab it this morning. I bought options. I followed the whales. I bought the 10, 8s, and 5s. Yep, I filled out Neo pretty well. So I'm happy with this. I also got some Wendy's calls. Oh, and here we go. Wendy's is starting to move up now too. I do my fist, my Bruce Lee. Pah-yah! Winning. Good Lord, USAR 20%. Love that thing. Again, how can you have a market crash when Wendy's is breaking out? We're getting, hopefully we get a divergence here on the 5-minute. Get down and touch that 5 MA, and let's turn around and be done with this. Burke also. Is that Birkenstocks? Burke. Yep. Birkenstocks moving up. I think this has more to do with the German exchange, actually. Let me just check. What's DAX doing? Look at that day. Yeah, I think DAX is going back up. I think Birkenstocks. Well, I know Puma. That's back above 250 again. Gosh, dadgummit. This is German for sure. Isn't it like watching paint dry? They just want to test your patience. See if you want to jump the gun here, and then it'll crash real quickly back to the 5 MA and then bounce up. They're just trying to lull you in. Oh, no, no, no. The water's fine. Come on. It's okay. That's why you got to have patience. Oh, man, I hope Afina bottomed. Gift of gifts. Gift of gifts. This is a $30 stock sitting at 15. I mean, it $30 today. It's a $30 stock today, and it's sitting here at 15. It's silliness. It's getting ready to turn up too. This is such just a stupid buy. Stupid easy. This is the easy button. Yep. This is below their freaking breakup value even. This is just stupid. This is someone shorting it and people not knowing what they have. Rocket Lab worth a buy. Let's take a look. Rocket Lab is like ASTS. They're pretty high, and not to say they can't go higher, but I don't like stock at this height. But I'll definitely do options. Uh, nope, I don't trust this. I think you have more downside. I think this gets moved up though. I think your new levels 78. So not much further, but yeah, I worth watching for sure. See what it does at 78. Okay. Oh, there we go. Right to the mid Bollinger. And we're off. That still hasn't broken out on mine. That's still showing bearish on mine, but this is breaking out on the 5 minute. Oh, 3 minute touched. Huh. Is this going to be it? It never touched the 5 MA. It was real close, but 5 MA is at 617 exactly right now. If it blasts through these blue, I think that bottomed. Interesting. CPB. Whoop. CPN. Oh, Campbell's. Uh, no, but that's funny that you say poor man soup. Did that CEO get fired or whatever? I never heard what came of that. That was messed up. Way to tank your company, though. Yeah, we use subhuman products, and it's marketed to stupid poor people. Way to just torch and burn your company. I mean, it's totally true. Don't get me wrong, but kudos to him for saying it, I guess. I'd be more proud if he had done it intentionally. But he just, yeah, tanked it out of stupidity. But yeah, that's probably worth a buy. I mean, this is it's bottoming here. I used to love Campbell's soup too. Gosh, I would have cupboards full of that. I was also in the hospital all the time. Those days are over. UUU powering up again. Geez, uranium can't be stopped. Iridium slowing down, but USAR is not. That iridium slowing down must be a result of the Qs, I'm guessing. Oil getting smacked. Let's see what futures look like on oil. Looks like we're putting in a bottom here. Some kind of bottom, see if it'll hold. Oil hasn't even broken out yet, though. And so you have to be cautious about oil to the downside still until it breaks above this. But once it breaks above this, good night. That's when stuff gets stupid. Because what does the world do at $175 oil? I'll tell you what, they buy Neo cars. Oh, it's going to make 147 look like child's play by the time it's done. I think we'll get into $200 oil in the 2030s. It might do it before then. Who knows with all the geopolitical nonsense. But when it does that, then we're going to have our Indo at 90. And that's how you pay for your gas. Gosh, Hecla above 30 again. You just can't sell calls on that. You can't. I know, I've tried. Good Lord. Oxy's not my favorite. I do not like Oxy's chart. I don't know. And I think it happened when they sold their chemical division. But Oxy looks like a pile of mess. I think this is when they sold their chemical division. I could be wrong, but and they sold it to their number one investor. I so don't like. Is he just fleecing the company now? Yeah, this is in a bottoming process. I think I just don't like this compared to. Yeah, let's do it compared to PBR. Bonsai. Yeah, that's the bee's knees. That's where all the hip cats are hanging out. Not that old dated Oxy crap. We want the old Spanish funky stuff. Let's see what EC's doing. Yep. Hi. Two of these things are not like the other. Two of these things are clearly much better than the other. See why I like PBR and EC and not Oxy? I have reasons. Everything turning. Come on, Q. Let's get some buyers here. Let's get this party started. I'm jacked. I'm ready to see this thing go up. RX is moving. Okay. Call me when it's above 5. Close. Until then, nothing. It's got to close above 5. But it's the right sector, right time. It has everything going for it. Cliff selling down a little now. All right. So it was a cliff spike, then drop. That's opposite. Archer moving. If Archer is moving, then the other space should follow suit. We had the big move from retail this morning. So now let's see who picks it up. Good night. SPSW is. The miners are all flying again. Are the metals flying again? Just 1.5%. This is where you. This is where you want to be at in the metals. This goes with uranium. This is anti-corrosive, non-corrosive. That sounds better. Non-corrosive. This is non-corrosive. It's used in the reactors. And this is the only American company that has access to them, to those mines, platinum and palladium mines. This is the only American platinum palladium mining company on a massive scale, and they do it out of Russia. So this is here. I'll show you a larger chart. This is hilarious because they were getting all kinds of exemptions when we were fighting with Russia, but it was still going down because everyone was scared. Like, Russia's going to cut off the supply. But these guys are, yeah, that's why it's doing this. I would I think we might run next week and then maybe a drop after that. Maybe a drop Friday. I'm I'm cautious. I think the government may shut down. So that's why I'm cautious. Look at this beast. What are you going to do, Iridium? What are you going to do here? See, you made higher high. So we should continue up. 3D's popping. That's what I like to see. Good. Let's get above this high. Show us that the bulls are in charge. I like what the Qs are doing here. It's starting to look constructive. I kind of like not touching the 5MA too. That's bullish. Staying above it. Let's see what our plays are doing. Seals Corp 11%. That's not bad, huh? Iridium 5.6%. Not bad. Neo 4.5%. Not bad. Huntsman 3%. Not bad. Wendy's 2.2%. Not bad. AES, the laggard. So these were the buys this week, including the two new ones today. So let's look what we've done so far on. Oh, that's getting ready to pop again, by the way. Hello. So this week with Iridium. All right. Neo today. Wendy's today. AES this week. Okay, I'll take that. Seals Corp this week. Outstanding. Huntsman this week. Outstanding. All right. We should be having a good week. Should be having a good week. Oklo. Although I hate to see any of them red, because I want to see them all go. Good night, USAR 20%, 21%. Let's go SMR. Okay, what's a good delta and theta range to look at when getting leaps? If you want my honest opinion, it's going to be I don't care. I'll just throw this out here. I have leaps on this, just looking at it. And here's why I don't care. Look at your theta. your theta's nothing. So it doesn't matter. That's why you buy leaps, because they don't have theta. So it doesn't even come into consideration. Like, what's the time decay on that leap? Like, oh, I don't know. Ask me in 9 months. Good night, USAR 22%. Freaking crow. But yeah, so a good delta theta range for leaps, it's just whatever, because they have no theta. The canary, well, The possible black swan next week is a government shutdown, and I don't think enough people are talking about that. And I think the likelihood is very, very high, like I said, because it prevents Pam Bondi from testifying. So I think they do shut the government down. Mm-hmm. That I don't look at price for leaps. I do look at price for leaps, but um, like I wouldn't buy this. This is just up too high today. So let's look at something that I possibly would buy. Here we go. Nope, that's how did I get here again? Okay, let's try this. Okay, I would definitely buy leaps for this. Boy, these spreads are terrible. What a horrible example. Let's go quantum, just because that's here. All right. Come on. Again, no theta. Um, I would look for something that has a spread or something that, let's see, it's 2630. So that's still pretty high. Like this. Uh, mm, wow, you have a lot of volatility on this. You're paying for a lot of volatility value. So I wouldn't, well, if I were to buy these, I'd go higher then because of the volatility value. I'd be looking at the 40s in here. And then on uh, Mumu, I actually love this feature because it's a chart and I can read charts. So this looks fantastic to me. Um, I mean, we might toss around in here in this 7.6 to 7 to 8 range. But this is bottom fishing in here. Looks less good. Mm, no, I wouldn't buy these. I'd wait for quantum to do something. UNTM doesn't have options. Poet down a lot. Look what that's doing. Okay, now you're talking. So you're coming down on this. You've broken the down. Yeah, these might be worth a look here later in the day. Yeah, let this get down a little more. you could maybe get these at 150. And then on a longer time frame, 150, that's looking pretty good. But yeah, on leaps, I like to look at the charts. Leaps, I'll do lots of different strategies. I'll buy in the money because that gives me, uh, it's like owning stock. Um, for IRDM, I was buying 8 and 10 strike. Um, I think I even had some 15 strike, but then a lot of 20 strike also. And iridium, that was um I wonder what it is at today. Because I was buying leaps at cost here, which I thought was crazy. I was like, well, if you're gonna give them to me, there. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, these were going for 900 um the other day when price was at 19 something. You could get these for 950. I got some as low as 900. And then these were 400, 400 and something, 420. I think I started filling. And then my 20s, what were those? If my internet would work, I could tell you what I got those for. Oh, I was filling those under 300. So that's how I bought those. The 10, I couldn't believe they were selling them to me for $900. Yeah. Yeah, they were selling them to me for cost. That was out. I couldn't believe that. It was like buying stock. It was the same exact thing as buying stock, buying those 10 strikes. Like I said, I couldn't believe they were selling them to me. Ah, there goes the cues. Leaps, I'm less concerned with price, especially if it's a stock. Um, if I'm buying leaps, that's generally not a swing trade. So if I buy leaps, then I want the stock. So once again, I'm not really concerned about where my price is. I'm just looking at a good leap. Because if I'm buying a leap, I'm assuming my stock is going to double, you know, the stocks that I pick. I mean, I'm not looking for uh, IRDM to go up $2. That's not my target. That's not my goal. My target is IRDM 90. So yeah, but that's me. Again, I'm bullish and bullheaded. So I make the market force me out of my positions. selling a covered call. Okay, let's do Iridium again because it's over all my calls. And it had a big spike today, so IV's taking off. So now I'd go to these short dated ones, and I tried to sell these the other day, but they wouldn't. They wanted too little for them. Yeah, I wouldn't mind selling these for $18 today. I might try to do that. I'll probably sell them for 20. See if this spikes and get them. See it. They were sold for 25. So I might wait for this to spike again and see if I can't sell these for 25. But that's how I would do it. And I would watch carefully because this very well could go over 30 in 29 days. So then you're in a situation where you need to roll back and up. So you'd need to roll that back and up. And I really don't feel like chasing calls on Iridium yet. If you owned 100 stocks, it'd be the same strategy, except you're not limited on how high you can or how low you can sell them. If you own the stock, you can sell a covered call at any strike. If you have leaps, you have to sell the covered call higher than your leap. DNN. Long-term target is 12 plus. I know that offhand. Short-term target. What are we at? 380. We're almost at $4. Score. This is another one. I have so many minor 27. I think I have 28s. I have 27s, but I have these at like 50 cents. Under 50 cents probably. Oh, we're just setting up on top. This is thing of beauty. Short-term target. Jeez. There's nothing here. So I mean, it can just keep doing this. There's nothing to stop it. Who's going to sell it? I'm not selling it. I don't know for a target. Your support is 370. Oh, if the government shuts down, everything will sell off because money stops. I mean, it would be like hitting a brick wall. And that matches my forecast for what I've been saying. I think we get a big run. Well, everything except for the big run. That's why I think we maybe have a huge week and couple days here. But I think we get a big run, and then I think we hit a wall. I think it falls off a cliff. That's always been my thought, that we would get a spike and then a quick drop. And a government shutdown would sure fit that bill. I mean, that would be like hitting a wall. How do you roll? Mine is I don't know how to do it on Moo. Mine is I can actually select it, roll. So all you're doing though when you roll is you're just buying. I'm on cue, that's not going to be good. All you're doing when you roll is so say you look at these spiked up already. Oh, that's March. That's why. Okay. What the freak? Why are all these opening? What the? Okay. Oh, these did bounce up to 25 though. Good. So all you do is if you sold these and you wanted to roll them, you'd buy this back and then you'd sell this one. That's all rolling does. Except on mine, it's an option to roll. I don't think this even has that as an option. It's nice that they have this in here, though. These can help you. Why does it give you all these different strategies, though? That's funny. Huh. I wonder why it goes with these. Oh, because they're neutral. That's why. Okay. Yeah, but when you roll, that's all you're doing is you're buying the one that you sold and you're selling a later one. So when I say roll out and up, that would be like buying this and selling this. Or like April selling this. That's what I mean by out and up, roll out and up. And that's how I get out of calls that are trapped. Here, I'll show you Cliff. Cliff is a great one. That has really liquid options. I mean, this has a stacked option chain. So I have some sold calls in here, or I had at 15. Or no, they were higher than that. They were 14 because they were over 100. So I rolled those back to March and up to a 15 and collected the difference. It was, I don't know, like $17 or something. And then I rolled those back to April 16s and I collected like $6 off those or something. But when I did all that, I rolled out of these February ones and then I bought a bunch of these 15s and 16 calls. I got these for 40 cents and I got these for 64 cents, I think. And so when I sell these off, I can start buying my sold calls back also, because those will make money faster than that sold call and they'll make more of it. And the reason that they do that is because your delta right there, that's a 36 delta on a $60 option. So that's over 50%. And the option that I sold is at a 45 delta on $130. So that's like a, what, 30%? So this won't go up as fast as these will. These will go up much faster than that one will. So that's how you, if you do the math, you can get the right amount to outgain your other sold option. If you can follow that. It's just mathing the Greeks. Why would I, if I expect what to drop, why would I enter what calls? S2, just curious, expect what to drop, enter what calls? Because I don't expect Cliff to drop. I mean, I expect Cliff to drop early, but then I expect it to pop back out. So I would be buying calls on drops. But these Cliff ones, I sold some this morning. My February calls, I sold some this morning, and then I'm sitting on the others. But like I said, I'm well in the money on these. I'm $30 in the money on those, and I'm 20 in the money on those. So 50% on those and 35% on those. So I'm just hanging tight. I mean, I've already taken profit on them, on some of them. Oh, the market. Oh, if I expect a market black swan, no, I don't bet on market black swans. If I were to do it, I would do it with VIX. Yeah, I do it with VIX. VIX is a little high now because it's still at 18 or 17, but it is 18, but it is a bit elevated for me. But I don't bet on black swans. As we get closer, I might. But as of now, no, there's no reason. It's just something I think about. I'm not preparing for it at all. I'm fully invested. I'm riding this up. No fear. Pedal to the floor, some speed bumps. All right, I got to take off for my meeting. Anything else before I bolt here? And yes, I am recording this. I'll post it. Good luck, everybody.